Hello, my name is Raynele Schneider and I am part of Artists del Norte, Artists of the North, a local art club that meets in Fridley. We're pretty much in Anoka County. And Artists del Norte has been around since the 70s, and I've been with them probably 6 or 7, 8 years. And I think I heard about Artists del Norte reading the Anoka Shopper, actually. And I was getting back into art again, and so I came as a guest to the meetings, and I guess I've been here ever since the last few years, enjoying meeting many artists in the group, probably 50 to 100 artists, and we get together and have a demo artist each month. It is the last Tuesday of the month, and we meet March through October, and then we take a little break in the winter. And the guest artists vary, everybody from oil paints to acrylics to pastels to alcohol inks. And we have a few demos coming up in August, September, and October, where it will be watercolor, Dragon Spirit Studio, and then alcohol inks. And so if you would like to come to our meetings as a guest, we welcome you. We're very friendly and pretty informal. We laugh a lot and have some snacks. And then also, if you're part of our group and you want to join, we have 2 shows every year. A member show in spring, which will be 2016. We always have a theme, and our theme, I think, is going to be Into the Woods next time. Our last theme was Artists and the Sea. And it's always fun to do a theme because you have to kind of do research and stretch yourself beyond maybe what you're most familiar painting, and you have to think outside of your normal brain, so to speak, and come up with some new ideas, which is fun for me. And so we also have a Northern Showcase show, which is in the fall, and it's actually coming up. So August 31st, we will have an application on artistsdelnorte.org or our Facebook page, and you can submit up to 3 pieces. It's an open show, so anybody can be in the show, even someone out of state if you want to. That will be held for a whole month in the month of November at the Blaine Government Center. The artwork will be up, and there's a special reception for everybody, and it's a lot of fun. So welcome you to come to that and be in that, even if you don't join our club. So we also have Rice Creek coming up, which is Art at Rice Creek at Manneman Park, right next to Banfield Locke Center for the Arts, where we meet. And our meetings are from 7 to 9 on Tuesdays, the last Tuesday of the month. And the Rice Creek Art Fair is a fun family event for all ages. There's music and food and arts and crafts, and come for a few hours and spend the day there. Our little art club has a booth where you can come and learn about us and ask questions. And so we also do specialized workshops where artists, even from out of our normal state, or even someone came from Canada, and they're announced, and then you can come and spend a whole day doing a workshop. So these are announced in our newsletter, which comes out every month too, which you can look up on our website. So it's a lot of fun to get to learn new techniques and see other artists do what they are best at. So we would like to have a guest artist today, and our guest artist is Tom Dimock.
Hi.
And Tom is a painter, amongst many other talents. And his painting career goes way back to when he was young. And now he's really doing a lot of paintings. So we can start learning about maybe our first painting that we want to look at that you brought, and tell us what medium it is.
Well, it's oils.
Oils.
And
okay.
it's a plein air piece that I did. I painted outdoors,
okay,
on location, and I have a pochade. You know, that's my little pochade for another painting that I could bring up to a larger piece, studio piece, at some point in time.
Do you take photographs, or you have no time, you just paint when you go to these places?
I'll take a photograph afterwards.
Oh.
And basically, but generally they're all done. This was all finished on location when it's called 9 Mile Creek.
Wow.
And it was one of the parks there. And
so you only get like 1, 2, or 3 hours to paint one painting?
Well,
that how it
pretty
works?
much. Well, with plein air, you have to rely on the sun's always moving.
Oh.
So when you first start, you have to pretty much finish within 3 hours or so because
Wow.
the lights change so much that you know, you've got a different day basically.
That sounds.
So.
Is it stressful? It sounds
Well, it can be.
It's a contest, sort of, isn't it? I mean,
well, against the sun, yes.
but I mean, with other artists, people can win prizes.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
judged
yeah.
and juried, or whatever you call it.
Yeah,
and
it's
sounds fun.
Last year I was at. I did a lot of these plein air events. Last year, especially, I was from mid-May to mid-September. I went to 9 competitions, all within Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Wow,
so,
you like to travel, then?
Yeah, it was fun, but it was kind of grueling. But I did paint a lot. I produced maybe in between 90 to 100 paintings that summer.
And so this one looks like it could have something as a finishing beyond the oil paint. So what did you put on there?
It's varnish.
Okay.
So
but you don't always varnish your oil paintings, only some.
Pretty much always.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happens is some of the colors sink, what they call sink, you know, or they don't stand out, or they recede too much, and so you get this variation of light and sheen and flatness.
Okay.
And so this evens everything out.
What time of year was this when you did this one?
That's spring, early spring.
Spring. Okay.
I went out with a couple
bright
buddies.
greens and some of the sort of maroon colors in there. It's very, very beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for sharing this one.
This is going, well, hopefully it'll get into the state fair competition. I'm going to deliver it for their phase 2 on Saturday.
Good.
So we'll see if it
does.
goes.
I hope it makes it in there.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that one. We would like to see more of what you're doing. I know you've done hundreds of paintings.
Well, talk about competition and stuff. Last year I was in competitions. They usually have what they call a quick paint, and then anywhere from up at Grand Marais, it's 90 minutes. I had to do a painting in 90 minutes. So.
Wow. So a little more abstract.
No, I won an award there. But I was done early. I finished early.
Oh wow!
So
beginning very.
But about the same size.
So thank you. Yeah, I'd like to see what your next one is. Share with us. I know
one
sometimes you do watercolors, and you've done acrylics
yes, I do.
too.
Yes, I have.
So you can do a lot of mediums. So we'll see what this one is here. I'm interested to see what this is. Ah, totally different subject matter.
Yeah.
Beautiful flowers of some sort.
I don't get into exact names of.
Okay, I don't know what that is either. I love flowers.
All I know is an orchid. So.
A type of orchid. Okay.
Yeah, one of our members is a good knowledgeable about different orchid names and stuff.
This one does not look like it has a varnish on it, does it?
No, this is watercolor.
This is watercolor.
And it's matted and in glass.
Okay.
This is I work different techniques in watercolor. This was basically, I took a watercolor workshop from Don Anderson, who's a nationally known artist. And he has a way of tinting the backgrounds before you start, and it's a very liquid state, so he works almost straight up, at an angle rather than flat.
I noticed the background almost doesn't look like watercolor for some reason.
Yeah.
It looks like this one's sort of subtle and muted colors. It's very beautiful, and then I love the detail on these right here.
Yeah.
To me, that's what I look at first, and then I go up. I don't know, but very beautiful colors, and they're kind of subtle. They're a little more muted. But
Yeah,
very beautiful.
there's a combination of washes that are applied to the background, and then you
let it
work
dry?
around, and then you let it dry, but you work around your subject matter and kind of coach the water as it drips down. It's a very fluid style.
Did you mask off anything so No,
No,
not in
I
this
don't
one.
like using masks.
Okay,
It's just
so that's where
pretty
you
hard.
kind of keep it white, and then you come back
Yeah.
to it later.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it
Wow.
makes it a little easier to.
So this isn't plein air.
No,
None of the watercolor is. Pretty much
I've done
not.
some plein air pieces in watercolor, but the problem with
that'd
that
be
is
tough.
it's tough. Yes, because you have to mat them and put them in glass.
Oh boy.
And you're, you know, in the field somewhere,
to
or
dry
outside, and you don't know. It's really hard because
Right.
you have to have a fairly sterile environment to mat, because you'll get bugs or, you know, all
Pieces
sorts
of dirt,
stuff inside.
pollen.
You have to take it all apart again, clean it off,
Oh,
and put it all
boy.
back.
Okay.
It can be a hassle. So
Wow.
for plein air pieces, I go out and I use oil paints, especially in competitions.
Okay.
So.
I never knew what plein air meant. Has that term
plein
been
air?
around a long time?
Yeah, it's been around. Plein air is P-L-E-I-N-A, and then air.
Okay.
But it's French for outdoors.
Okay.
So
All right.
outdoor painting, or
Yeah.
in open air
That's
is
neat.
what I think they call it. So
Right. And how did you get the white, the subtle white, you know, the lightness, the little, it almost looks like you outlined it with white, but you probably left the paper white?
well, some of it
There?
was, but yeah, I came in with
Some white paint.
white paint, yeah.
Okay.
So just to keep it,
Yeah.
give it a little definition.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's very nice.
so
Yes. Thank you for sharing that one too.
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I can admire it, admire you and other people when they can work in more than one media. It's like you got to switch your brain, sort of. You switch your supplies. You switch sometimes the kind of paper you're working on, and
Yeah,
to me,
yeah.
that's, I don't know. Sometimes that's.
I've done pieces in UPO, using UPO paper,
Yeah.
and there's another one called there's a stone paper, they call it. It's
Ah.
actually
I've heard of
it's a
that.
stone. I'm not sure what the process is to make the paper or paper.
So the paint reacts differently on
Yeah,
different papers.
yeah. And I've done abstract pieces with that, and acrylic too. So I do acrylic pieces and I'll do abstracts for those. So
Dries faster
yeah, and
than
you can-
oils.
Yeah, and there's so many ways you can manipulate acrylic paint. I find it a lot easier, or a lot more available for manipulating the paint with different additions and additives and stuff. So
Well, thank you for sharing
yeah,
the orchid.
yeah, the orchid, or
Gorgeous.
something like that.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
And
And,
that's the-
I wondered, since you have so much experience with all these different techniques, I see that you actually started out as a freelance illustrator and graphic designer, medical illustrator.
yeah.
Wow, so
towards
that
the
was
end
like-
of my commercial career, you might say.
Yeah. So
So-
early on, you were trained as an
Yeah.
artist.
Yeah, yeah.
And so all throughout your regular career, you did art pretty much in one form or another, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yes.
Right.
I pretty much, yeah. It was pretty consistent. Not a lot of painting. When I had breaks, I would, start doing fine art paintings and stuff. So, but I started off in high school. That's when I really started
Liking
painting.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
My first plein air piece was when I was a junior in high school.
Wow.
So,
So you've been doing that a lot.
Yeah,
Very experienced. So this one, what do you call this one?
I'm really, my titles are very profound sometimes.
Aren't?
Are.
Are.
It's called Boat and Lilies. So, water lilies.
Okay.
So I try not to, I
Just come up
try
with
to
fancy
look for
names.
fancy names, but a lot of times it's just, what it is.
Yes.
But this was created, I did a plein air piece of this a number of years ago.
Wow.
And
I like how big it is. That's
yeah, so I decided to, with a few, using photographic references and stuff, I brought it up to a larger piece. I think it's about 24 by 32, something like that. So
So you have another one. you're saying? Or
yeah.
no, this is it?
This,
You have
well,
another
the
one.
original is in a collection by the, somebody bought it, so.
And is this looks like oils?
Yep, this is
Yes,
oils.
okay.
And
how long does it actually take to dry? Or you can use a kind of oil paint that dries a little quicker, right? Or
well, you medium, different kinds of medium dry faster, and then you can get mediums that retard the drying time. And most of the time, if I don't have to have it presented or shown, I'll slow it down a little bit, because it's always nice to go back and, you know, manipulate the paint sometimes. So
I like the repetition of, well, it's reflections, but I mean just the boat, and then this way and this way. It just brings everything
shadows,
to the boat, and then the detail of the lily pads. It's very beautiful. And they subtly fade away in the background, and kind of nice detail on the part of the pier or the dock or whatever it is. Also, that's really nice. I haven't seen this one before.
It's relatively new. I sent with this one is not going to be in the show, but I'm in Outdoor Painters of Minnesota, and there's a big show coming up in Burnsville in the openings on August 13th.
Oh, coming up.
At the Ames Center for the Arts. It used to be the Burns Center for the Arts, Burnsville Center for the Arts. And they taking the same idea of facade and going to a larger.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's French again. It's for a study, basically, facade. You know, I'm not sure exactly the proper translation, but
to look that up.
But anyway, the large piece I've used painted from the referencing the smaller piece, and that's a 40 by 52 painting.
Wow.
So yeah,
I didn't even know you did any that big.
Well, I have a few, but I've stayed away from it pretty much for a while, because you don't sell them, you store them, and
the bigger
out of space
they are.
fast.
Right.
So
this is the colors are so brilliant and look so good, and you see how you work the different greens into the reflection and into the lily pads, and really coordinated your colors to use them all. That's really a nice painting.
This will be at, I'm in a co-op gallery in the Northrop King building called Gallery Imagine.
Right.
And so that's where I'll have that.
Now, I've heard that on a certain Thursday of the month, people can go there to the Northrop King building and they can just visit all the studios.
Yeah.
When is that?
First Thursday of the month.
First Thursday of the month, people can go visit the studios.
About 4 or 5 people come. Sometimes people come a little earlier than that, but mostly 4 o'clock in the afternoon to about 9 or so.
That's nice.
So,
all right.
So that's a lot of fun.
Well, thank you very much for, and you have a website, tomdimockstudio.com.
Right.
So we can look you up and look at many more that you've done, and
see where all the places I've been
right,
going and will go.
Yeah, I'm glad that you like to travel. I'm not much of a traveler, so I'm glad some people do.
I got one coming up in Mineral Point, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Another Plein Air competition. So.
All right. All right. Well,
Next
thank you very much for coming and talking to us.
Yeah.
And
my pleasure.
all right. And anybody that wants to come and visit our art group, Artist del Norte, last Tuesday of the month, come and see us at Banfield Lux Center for the Arts at 7 o'clock.
It's a lot of fun.